I want to say thank you to Bad Empanada for his videos. You know, even though I'm continuing to try to learn and educate myself every day, I've been a Marxist-Leninist, identified as a Marxist-Leninist for a few years now, struggled with homelessness most of these few years, and I've had reactionary opinions. I've never supported patriotic socialism or Israel. I've always supported Palestinian liberation, but I was what they would call a China stan at times, you know, and you know, I really wanted to defend China, you know, even though I think that, you know, as Bad Empanadas talked about in a lot of his videos, China's relations with these countries, and even if China became this superpower that succeeded the U.S., that the United States ignorantly fears, you know, that the countries would be better off dealing with them, you know, and that, you know, we can be critical of China without standing for it, but realize that there's also a lot of propaganda that tries to make China out to be more worse and tries to make up lies about China, but still be critical of China, you know, and not just be a stand over every situation, you know. Also, you know, before, even though I never supported the patriotic socialist, I said I was, you know, outspoken against this idea of creation of Turtle Island. As a poor white person, I said I want to create a new socialist state, you know, but I didn't include any you know, thought of indigenous struggle to to my analysis. And I've just made a few videos recently, you know, what would America look like decolonized, trying to discuss it more, saying I'm open to criticism and trying to come into a more informed analysis about it. It's just, as a poor white person in this country, I'm not a descendant of a colonizer. My people came here about 100 years ago to Ellis Island from Italy and Spain, you know, and Sicily, and they were seen as lesser immigrants back then, but now I benefit from white privilege because of my skin color. I understand that, you know, even though I'm homeless, I benefit from white privilege because, you know, of systemic racism. And I want to be correct, and I want to be right, and I want to fight for what's right. So I'm trying to continue to educate myself. I've made a few videos right now how, you know, I think that us poor white people should talk about, you know, the general struggle against the United States empire and current capitalist system, you know, and give their thoughts, you know, about it. But I think, you know, my thoughts would be, you know, what if we had a state that gave specific veto power to the indigenous peoples and gave them a certain number of seats in the government and certain positions in the government that could only be filled by them, you know, protections, seats, and veto power for any laws, you know what I'm saying, but still have the right of any citizen, regardless of nationality, to participate in it, and, you know, participate in democratic process to do socialist things and be a socialist country, you know. Now I know Bad Empanada and a lot of other people have said that white people have no right to dictate how decolonization happens or to limit any decolonization. And, you know, perhaps I am wrong for my current position that, you know, as a poor white person, I can, you know, try to envision what it would be like and try to organize people together for a future that we can try to create together that recognizes these things and fights for these specific things, you know. But I want to be part of something that's fighting for the right future, you know, that recognizes decolonization, you know, and it, you know, a true decolonization, you know. And I've talked about before I didn't go to college and all this, you know, And my motivations for becoming a Marxist-Leninist, because I struggle with homelessness, and I've been fighting for the creation of a state to end homelessness and hunger, and to end imperialism, to end United States imperialism, to create a completely different state. And I realized in the past my analysis didn't incorporate decolonization, but if people still think it's wrong for me to give opinion on this, or and I'm not trying to create a straw man argument, I'm genuinely trying to educate myself more and more. So I don't know if Bad Empanada would address me directly, because I'm a much lower channel, and he might not want to give any attention to me. I'm not saying he would or not, but that would be my view. But if anybody, I don't have a lot of Marxist viewers, even though I'm a Marxist. Most people just watch me because I'm homeless and I beg for money on my social media. So if any Marxist, or if anybody who watched Bad Empanada or has the same opinions of him, or has these any thoughts on this at all, could give me any opinions, I would appreciate it so much, because it is important for me to try to strive for what is right, because I believe in God. It's a personal belief. I'm a dialectical materialist, but I have a personal faith, and I believe God wants me to be a dialectical materialist and support decolonization and do what is right in the world, as a citizen of the United States. I don't have a job, I don't work, I just beg for money, and I just wanna do the right thing. So any criticism is welcome. Thank you guys.